"Grandpa, why do you smell different from Dad?" That one question, asked by his 6-year-old grandson, while tying his shoes, stayed with Harold Evans long after the boy had run off to play. At 72, Harold was a man of routine, shaved every morning, used the same cologne he wore on his wedding day, took pride in looking sharp, staying tidy. But that night, as he stood in front of his bathroom mirror, brushing his teeth, he paused, leaned in, sniffed his shirt, and wondered, different? What did he mean? And maybe, just maybe, you've felt it too. You're at a family dinner and notice your grandkids sit one chair farther away than usual. Your daughter casually cracks a window open. You offer a warm hug, but someone hesitates just a second too long. No one says anything directly, but you sense it. Something's changed. It's not that you've stopped caring for yourself. You still bathe, still keep your home clean. But there's a kind of silence that starts to grow between generations. And sometimes that silence carries a scent. I know this is uncomfortable to talk about, but it's real. And you're not alone. I'm Dr. Alan Brooks, and for over 40 years, I've worked closely with older adults, helping them navigate the quiet things no one prepares us for. And this is one of them. But here's the good news. There's a way through it. A simple fix, really. You just need to know where to start. So if any part of this feels familiar, stay with me. And if you've ever wondered whether others notice something you don't, leave a comment below. Even just a simple, "I get it." And hit that subscribe button to join the ElderLife Wisdom family, where we talk about the real stuff, openly and with care. All right, let's look at what really causes that old person smell, because it's not what most people think. You see, the biggest misunderstanding out there is thinking this smell comes from poor hygiene. But let me tell you, most older folks I know are some of the cleanest, most disciplined people you'll ever meet. They shower, they do their laundry, they brush their teeth twice a day. So why does the scent still linger? Well, here's the truth no one talks about. As we age, our bodies don't function the same way they used to, and not in ways we can always see. One of the first things that changes is sweat. You actually sweat less than you did in your younger years. That might sound like a good thing, right? Less sweat, less mess. But it's not quite that simple. Sweat, believe it or not, helps cleanse your skin. It pushes out little bits of waste your body no longer needs. So when sweating slows down, those waste products can build up right on your skin's surface. And bacteria love to feed on them. That's where the odor begins. Then there's your skin itself. As you age, the oils your body produces, the ones that kept you glowing in your 40s, start to change. They contain a natural substance that increases over time. And when it breaks down, it creates a scent that's almost impossible to mask. No amount of perfume or aftershave will truly cover it. In fact, sometimes trying to hide it only makes it worse. And we can't forget the mouth. Saliva doesn't flow like it used to, which means bacteria can thrive and cause dryness, bad breath, even a sour taste you can't quite shake. It's all connected: the skin, the sweat, the mouth. And none of it is your fault. It's simply part of aging. But here's the key. Just because it's natural doesn't mean you have to live with it. There are ways to take back control. Simple to everyday things that make a world of difference. And that brings us to the foundation. 3 gentle habits that quietly push this problem away, starting from the inside out. Now, let's take a breath. Because this part isn't about shame or complicated routines. It's about 3 small shifts, gentle, doable things that can help your body refresh itself naturally. And the best part? You don't need fancy soaps, expensive sprays, or a drawer full of products. You just need a little consistency. First, let's talk water. Not coffee, not tea. Good warm water. Your body at this age needs help moving things along, and water is nature's best broom. I often tell my patients, 1 glass of warm water in the morning is like opening the windows of your body. It clears out the fog, gets your system flowing, and yes, even helps reduce that lingering scent. Most folks start with 1 or 2 glasses and build from there. 6 glasses a day might sound like a lot, but spaced throughout the day, it becomes second nature. And once your body gets used to it, you'll miss it when it's gone. Next, don't underestimate the power of movement, not to burn calories or break a sweat, but simply to help your body breathe. A short walk in the gentle sun does wonders. I'm not asking you to join a gym or climb hills, just a slow stroll around the block or through your garden. Morning or late afternoon light is best. It warms the skin, keeps bacteria in check, and helps your body flush out what it doesn't need anymore. Even 10 minutes a day can shift how you feel and how others experience being near you. And finally, the bath. I know, in colder months especially, it's tempting to skip a day. But warm water, not hot, is your friend. A daily wash keeps the skin fresh, and once a week, if you can, soak your body gently. Let the pores open. Let your skin breathe. You'll come out not just cleaner, but lighter. And I've seen it time and again. Families who didn't even realize what had changed, suddenly smiling more, hugging more, sitting closer. Simple habits, right? But together they build a new foundation. And once that foundation is in place, it's time to talk about the real secret. The spots most people miss in the shower, and why they matter more than anything else. So here's where it gets interesting. Most people I talk to say, Dr. Brooks, I shower every day, sometimes twice. How can I still smell off? And I believe them. But what they don't realize is that it's not whether you shower, it's how you shower. And more importantly, where you clean. See, there are places on your body that quietly trap odor, not because you're dirty, but because they're easy to overlook. Skin folds, for example. They hide sweat and oil, especially under the arms, behind the knees, around the groin, under the breasts, even the back of your neck. These warm, quiet areas are like tiny greenhouses for bacteria. And most folks, especially as we get older, either skip them or wash them too gently to really clear them out. Then there's the hair. I'm not just talking about your head. I mean the soft chest hair, belly hair, even armpits. Hair acts like a sponge. It catches sweat, oil, and odor, especially when we don't rinse thoroughly or massage the scalp. One man once told me, I never thought to really rub my scalp. I just let the water run. But once he changed that, his grandson stopped making faces and started sitting close again. And finally, your feet. Oh, how they're forgotten. Tucked into socks and shoes all day, barely getting air. Between the toes is where it builds up fast. I always say, if you wash your feet like they're the most important part of your body, the rest will follow. Scrub gently, dry thoroughly, and let them breathe. Don't rush through it. The difference it makes is real. These areas, folds, hair, feet, they hold the power to change how the world smells you. Not with perfumes, not with chemicals, but with intention. And while the outside matters, the inside still tells the full story. So let's talk about food, your mouth, and why what you eat might be whispering more than you think. Now, let's go a little deeper. Because while washing the right spots makes a big difference, there's another piece of the puzzle we can't ignore. What's happening on the inside? Your diet, your digestion, even your mouth. They all leave behind little traces that others can sense, even if you can't. Let's start with something simple. Have you ever noticed that after eating onions or garlic, the smell lingers, not just in your breath, but in your skin? Most people think that's a bad thing, but here's the twist. When digested properly, certain foods, even garlic, actually help reduce body odor long term. Why? Because they fight inflammation and bacteria from the inside out. In fact, I've had patients who added just a little garlic and tomato to their meals, and within a few weeks, their families noticed they smelled fresher. Funny how nature works, isn't it? Then there's hydration again, not just from water, but from foods. Fresh fruits and vegetables, especially ones full of water like cucumber, watermelon, and pears, help flush out what your body no longer needs. I once met a woman in her 70s who drank barely any water, but started blending fruit smoothies each morning. 3 months later, her daughter told me, "I don't know what Mom's doing, but her house doesn't have that scent anymore." And your mouth? That's a big one. At this age, saliva decreases, and that means bacteria increases. Dry mouth isn't just uncomfortable. It's what creates that stale, sour breath that makes people turn away without realizing why. Brushing your teeth helps, sure, but it's only part of the job. Scraping your tongue, using gentle gum that boosts saliva, those small steps do more than freshen your breath. They change the way people feel around you. All of this, the food, the fluids, the mouth, it tells a story. And you deserve to be in control of that story. But there's one last chapter we need to talk about. The things closest to your skin, your clothes, your bedding, your space. Because even the cleanest body can't compete with what it touches every day. You've done the washing, the walking, the eating right. But there's something else that can quietly undo all your effort. And that's the things you live in. Your clothes, your sheets, even the very air in your room. Let me put it this way. You can scrub your body head to toe. But if you slip back into the same shirt you wore yesterday, full of yesterday's sweat and skin oils, the smell just starts right back up again. It's like taking a clean dish and drying it with a dirty towel. You won't notice it right away, but others will. Cotton clothes are your best friend. They let your skin breathe, and they don't trap odors like synthetic fabrics do. And yes, changing your underwear, your socks, even your sleepwear daily might feel like a hassle. But when you do, you'll start to feel fresher even before others notice. And that quiet confidence, that's priceless. Now, let's talk bedding. You sleep in it for a third of your life. Pillows, sheets, blankets. They soak up sweat and oils every single night. Washing them weekly might sound like a chore, but once you make it part of your routine, it becomes as natural as brushing your teeth. Let them dry in the sun when you can. Sunshine is one of the oldest and cheapest disinfectants on earth. Your room will start to feel lighter, and so will you. Shoes. They're another silent culprit. Feet sweat, even if you don't feel it. Rotating your shoes, wearing clean cotton socks, and sprinkling a little baking soda inside goes a long way. One gentleman told me, "I did that for a week, and suddenly my daughter-in-law stopped opening all the windows." That's the kind of change that says more than words ever could. And finally, air. Fresh air in, stale air out. Even 10 minutes twice a day opening your windows makes a bigger difference than most people realize, especially in small rooms or places where the air hasn't moved in hours. Let your home breathe. Let you breathe. Because everything you wear, everything you touch, everything around you, it all speaks. And now, As we come to the end, I want to leave you with something more important than soap or socks, a gentle reminder of what this journey is really about. If you've made it this far, I want to say something from the heart. Thank you, not just for watching, but for caring, for showing up for yourself, for being open to something most people would rather ignore. That takes courage. That takes love, for yourself and for those around you. You see, this whole conversation, it's never really been about odor. It's been about closeness, about that hug from your granddaughter that lasts a little longer, that smile from your son that doesn't carry a trace of discomfort, that moment in the mirror where you look at yourself and think, I feel good today. We don't talk enough about how small things chip away at confidence as we age, and how small changes can rebuild it, step by gentle step. A glass of warm water, a short walk, a deeper breath, a clean shirt, a softer bed, a moment of self-respect, repeated every day. I've watched people reclaim their joy with nothing more than that, and I believe, with all my heart, that you can too. So if anything in this video gave you hope, or maybe just a bit of clarity, leave a comment below and let me know what spoke to you. What will you try this week? I read every word, because this isn't just a video. It's a conversation, one we need to keep having. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to ElderLife Wisdom. This is your space, where real stories, real solutions, and real support come together for people just like you. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, remember, you're never too old to feel fresh, to feel proud, or to feel fully yourself again. You've got this. Let's keep walking forward together.